Okay, I was originally going to get going pre-dawn, but after last night I changed that. So I've been up just waiting for first light. This is where I ended up calling it last night. I thought, oh, an overlook, this will be kind of pretty. But I wasn't able to get stakes into the ground very far, even whacking them with rocks, which is fine if it's calm, but then once that freak storm came through, I mean, it literally popped the plastic parts on the top of the Nemo off the pole and collapsed it. The wind was coming so hard. So I left the poles up, dropped all the mesh and everything, and just had the rain fly wrapped over me and waited it out. Probably would have been better off down there, but I couldn't see that in the dark last night. The rib is also worse than I thought. It didn't hurt much initially other than a little tenderness, but by the time I got into the tent, it really, really hurts to lie down, get up, shift, sleep in multiple positions. Packing up was also pretty damn painful, and walking does not feel the best at the moment. Yesterday I was just stressed about the water situation, and just goes to show you, now I do pretty much anything just to have to worry about that. The reality is my options here are at one of the roads, try and hitch into Moab and rest whatever for a couple of days, or keep going. Assuming I am able to keep going, the thing is I'm going to be food and power limited, so I don't have a ton of time to dilly-dally. I can't just start doing 10-mile days, even if there were enough water sources to do that. So this isn't great, but at least for the moment, all I can do is limp forward and see. The stumble yesterday was just over some random little rocks sticking up, and I just couldn't catch myself, and with so much weight on my back, ended up going down. Could have been a lot worse. I messaged Jen last night and let her know what had happened. It's always the theory of, well, if somebody finds my body, at least they'll have context. I just messaged her again. Again, satellite feature is convenient. I asked her to check what the usual prognosis with this is. You know, is this liable to get better in a day or two? Because something that jolts every time I take any sort of a step is not overly conducive to what I need to do over the next couple of days, particularly extra heavy pack carrying all the water. So I'm gonna see what options are. It's possible, if I can find a place to hole up for a little while, let it recover. It's not like I'm missing great hiking conditions or anything with all the heat, right? Just damn it. I hate when stuff like this happens, but is what it is. I will and have put up with a lot of less than ideal circumstances on something like this, but I'm never one to say, oh, nothing's gonna stop me, because that's just asking for it. And constant pain past a certain level has a great clarifying effect as far as priorities. Unfortunately, my impression is that Moab would not be a super cheap stay, particularly if I need like a week. My parents are far enough away where having them drive both ways isn't ideal. Maybe there's a one-way rental car. I just remember all the Jeep rentals in Moab. Drive back to them, stay for a week or two, come back out. Damn it. I could have broken an ankle or dislocated a shoulder or something and be helicoptering out versus just potentially hitching out. These things that just cause pain while moving are kind of the worst. Sadly, for better or worse, I'm not a stranger to being stuck places with annoying injuries. I just had enough reception. I got a message from Bob Palin. Turns out there's a water cache in the middle here. I really didn't need to be carrying as much water as I am. Okay, I've just been getting exceedingly practical here. It's hurting every step, so I had Jen check. Recovery time is weeks. So realistically, trying to push on in the conditions I'm in, that's probably not a good idea. We were looking at options as far as go back to Fruta or Grand Junction and stay in a hotel. That's going to be $150, $200 a day. It seems like it's more makes sense to just bite the bullet, get a ride to the Grand Junction airport, and then I can get a rental car, be back at my parents', Colorado Springs, at the end of the day. And at least then, however long it takes, it's cheaper. That's what it comes down to at this point. Just flexing really hurts. If I thought it was going to be a day or two, I would stay. I hate basically retreating back to my parents' place, but is what it is. Only got so many options, and we need to not just bleed money keeping me for 2 weeks in a hotel here eating it. Bob Palin is buying a new vehicle, and he says he will come pick me up here, so I'll have to wait a couple of hours, but sadly, I think that's my plan. Just goes to show you, no matter how crummy a time you're having, it can always get worse. So I think I have everything arranged. Sadly, the rib is worse, if anything. Bob Palin is going to come pick me up. I seem bound and determined to just meet him for the first time in bad circumstances. He's going to give me a ride to the airport at Grand Junction. There, I'll get a rental car. It'll be about a 5-hour drive to Colorado Springs at the airport. And then my parents can come grab me from there. I am very much not in a good place about all this. Good days, bad days. I still just strive to be out here. So the idea of having to back off like this, I don't like. Plan is to still finish as much as possible this season. I'm figuring probably a week or two until this gets better enough to carry a pack. Hopefully. Just don't know, but I can't continue like this for any length of time. Years ago, I led a technical Sierra Club backpack climbing Star King. It's 5th class, but low 5th class, with broken ribs after I had that mountaineering fall in the Kauias that messed up my knee. It, in retrospect, was not the best idea. At the time, I was just so driven because I had participants who were all fired up and had made plans around me leading that, so I rallied. Bit of a different circumstance here, particularly going into more remote areas with low water access. So, my hope is, like I said, rehab this. Hell, maybe my feet will get better. Though when I took that week off in Colorado Springs, even though I was using roller balls and things like that, they got worse. So who knows? My body doesn't seem to like time off trail. I am currently limping towards what I believe is a paved road because that'll make it easier for me to get a ride back out and continue. And here I am again under a bridge. Just me and all the ATV or toilet paper, looks like. After having corresponded for over a year, I finally got to meet Bob Palin in person. Unfortunately, it was under less than ideal circumstances, but hey. And welcome back to Grand Junction, unfortunately. Jen had sent me to the Grand Junction airport for a rental car. Unfortunately, they were all overbooked for days, so I ended up getting a Uber across town, finding a different rental car agency, and eventually getting a rental car and heading for Colorado Springs.